When it comes to the box splits, it's really important that we trust the process and have patience with ourselves and our body. Box splits is a really hard position to master. It takes a lot of time, dedication, and perseverance. If you continue to breathe and relax in all the stretches, then you're getting a little bit further towards your goal. The most important thing that we can do is to relax the mind, relax the body, and eventually the hips will relax and you will achieve your full box split. So be patient and enjoy. Let's get started. If you like this video and want to see more, then feel free to subscribe to my channel. So we're going to start with some cat-cow bends to warm up the spine. So hands underneath shoulders, knees stacked underneath hips. We're going to inhale as we look forward and arch the back, and exhale, rounding the spine. Inhale, open the collarbones, creating space in the chest, and exhale, making a hollowness under the torso. I want you to travel through these two movements in your own time, synchronizing the movement with the breath. And then bringing our spine into a neutral position, we're going to circle the hips and the back. Mobilizing the hip area is really important for box splits, and I will be talking a little bit more about this later. Make the movements exaggerated to unlock all areas of the spine and the hips. Now tucking the feet under, pushing up into a downward dog. Making sure there's a line from your tailbone to your head. Walking the feet up and down to create length in the back of the hamstrings. You might want to bend both knees and bring your thighs in towards your belly button, and straightening out the legs to intensify the stretch. Do this as many times as necessary. And then walking the feet in towards the hands. Now the next exercise, you might want to place blocks underneath your hands if you have tightness in the hamstrings. Otherwise, you can place the palms onto the mat, fingers spread, strong arms. We're going to circle one leg 5 times. So really trying to open the hip, keeping the knees straight, toes pointed, legs fully extended. Once you've done 5, we'll change to the other side. Keep the core strong as we feel that nice openness of the hips. Now widen the feet and slowly coming up one vertebrae at a time. We're going to inhale as we raise the arms up and exhale, folding forward, hands on opposite elbows, and doing some small light pushes towards the legs. This is another great stretch for the hamstrings. You might want to hold onto the hands or wrists behind your legs and pull the chest forward towards the knees. And now we're going to come onto the mat. And for this next exercise, you will need a chair. This is a really great strengthening exercise for the glutes. I'm going to bring my inside knee up on the chair, and with my outside arm, I'm going to push my forearm into the mat. Keep the core engaged, and And take the leg off the chair, keeping the knee bent for 10 seconds and relaxing it onto the chair. Each time you raise the leg, contract the glutes and widen the hips. So we're going to do this 3 times. And then we're going to straighten the leg, so repeating exactly the same exercise but with a straight leg. This makes it slightly more challenging. And last time, opening the hip as much as you can. And we're going to move on to the other side. So one side will feel more challenging than the other. That is completely normal. So we're going to bring the outside leg onto the chair, the inside leg, sorry. Bring the knee up, foot below the knee, engage, and then place the knee back down onto the chair. We're doing this 3 times. Each time holding for 10 seconds. Once you've done this, I want you to straighten out the leg, open the hip. Make sure that your stomach is sucked in and that you're not overextending in the back. And that the arms are strong enough to support you. If you feel a burning sensation, then that's great. That means you're really strengthening the glutes. We're now going to sit onto the chair and cross one leg over the other at a right angle. We're going to inhale, and then as we exhale, folding forward, bringing our weight forward. You might want to place the hands onto your foot, your leg, or the mat if you can. So this is a great stretch for the piriformis muscle. I want you to really bring awareness towards your breath in this stretch. And try to breathe through any areas of tension. This can be a difficult stretch for many people, especially those who work in an office, who might sit down for a job, or who do a lot of driving. The piriformis is really important, as it's one of the primary muscles that helps to open up the hips. We're going to stand up now and bring the inside leg onto the chair, making sure that our knee and our foot is pointing upwards. We're going to inhale as we stretch up, and then side stretch towards that leg that's on the chair. We want to open the chest, so you will feel this along your side and also the straight leg. Inhale, raising arms up, and then exhale, folding forward towards the leg that's on the ground and pulsing towards that leg as you lengthen the back of the leg. Allow the spine to dangle and decompress. Let's do the other side. So bringing inside leg onto the chair, rotating the hip so our knee is pointing up, and side stretching over towards the leg. Allow the chest to open. And then coming up, hands on opposite elbows, drawing your torso down, folding and hinging at the hips. Small pulses towards the leg. Good job. We're now going to do butterfly stretch, and I want you to try and use a block underneath your feet. Now this might be too advanced for you. I will show you an easier version if you are a beginner. So we're going to try and bring our weight forward and allow the hips to gently open. You might want to bring your hands to your knees and push the knees down. Use the exhalation to get a little bit deeper. If you are a beginner, you might want to place a block underneath your bum. Feet in, knees to the side. This allows the knees to drop down towards the floor and allows your back to be lengthened. You can sit here if that's enough, or you can bring the weight forward. Now coming onto hands and knees, we're going to do some leg lifts. So making sure that hips and feet are in line. Engage the core and lift the leg up. We will do 10 on each side. This is another really good stretch for strengthening the glutes. Once you've done 10 on this side, we will change to the other side. So we are making sure that we draw the abs in. We're not overextending in the back. Strengthening is so important for box splits. Flexibility is not enough. So we do want to have a great balance between strength and suppleness, and that will help us to achieve our goal of box splits. We're now going to do a preparation for frog. So coming onto your knees and bringing one leg out to the side, making sure that knee and foot is facing up. I'm going to bring my left forearm down, raising the right hand up, looking up towards the fingertips as we twist. You should feel this in the straight leg. Make sure you're twisting from the belly button. Bring awareness to the breath. And now changing sides, making sure that the foot and the knee are pointing up. This will prevent jamming and protect your knee joint. Look up towards the fingertips and try to relax. So now we're going to take a frog. So making sure that our feet are in line with knees and that our hips and knees are in line. We're going to firstly just move forward and backwards, really trying to open the hips and warm up the tissues. You can do this as many times as you feel right for you. Some of us need a little bit longer to warm up in our frog. You might want to hold and push back. And then very gently and slowly, you're going to bring one leg out to the side, bringing it straight and lengthened. And again, warming up the tissues by pushing forwards and backwards. You will feel this intensely in the straight leg. So just take it easy. Focus on your breathing. Now we're going to have the foot pointing up, knees pointing up, and you're going to repeat the movement. So we're trying to unlock the whole area around the hip in preparation for our box splits. Draw the leg back in and release the other leg out to the side, making sure that the foot is in line with the hips. Pushing backwards and forwards, opening and lengthening. And then foot pointing up, knee pointing up, and repeating the movement. Do this as many times that you feel is right for you. So we're now going to do another variation of frog, which is one of my personal favourites. So you're going to widen your knees, coming into your frog position. You're going to bring your feet in towards each other. And then slowly walk the hands back towards the hips. So this might be enough for you to just sit in this position. Otherwise, if you want to take it a little bit further, bring your hands to your knees and arch your back, looking up and opening the chest. Looking forward, and again, inhale, opening the chest up towards the ceiling. Repeat this a few times, using the exhalation to deepen the stretch. And then coming out of that nice and slow and controlled, moving the hips from side to side. And then coming into a wide forward fold. So just allowing the breathing to come back to normal. You can have your hands on your feet, allowing the spine to decompress. Good, and then coming into a squat. So this is a yoga style squat. Hands together in prayer, pushing the knees back, opening the chest. And you can slightly move from side to side in this stretch. So we have to make sure that we're not rounding the upper back. Push one knee out to the side if you want to deepen the stretch on one side. And then the other side. Make sure that your feet are flat. I usually like to stay in this for several minutes. Now coming into a straddle position, making sure that your knees are pointing up and your feet are pointing up. You're going to push the hips forward by bringing the hips up and squeezing the quads. You want to come into your widest straddle, and then you're going to do some movements with the pelvis. So imagining you're doing cat-cow bends in a straddle. So inhale as you push the pelvis forward, and exhale, rounding the spine. Don't worry if you don't get too much movement today. It does come with practice. You might want to look up, open the chest, and try to relax as much as you can. Hands behind the back, keep pushing and squeezing the hips forward. So this is an activating pose. The legs should be active and engaged. Now bending one leg and opening the other. I want you to try and push the hip forward and down. So we're trying to really soften and stretch out all the muscles that surround the hip. Try not to have too much space underneath the leg, so you want to really focus on pushing the leg down as well as rotation. Let's try the other side. So really noticing the sensations that are going on all around the hip. Some of these exercises might be too challenging, but you can always practice them, repeat them, and really absorb them. And one day your body will cooperate and it will become easier. We're now going to come into one of my favourite stretches I call the squashed frog, and there is a reason for that. You're going to place your hands onto the wall, push the chest forward, arch the back, and release off the wall. So you're going to do this a few times just to warm up in the stretch. So it is quite intense on the shoulders. Then then slowly you're going to slide the chest down as you widen your knees into a frog position. Allow the hips to open. Don't let go of the breath. It's not so easy to get out of, so just take your time. You can repeat this exercise a few times to really get the benefit. We're now going to come into a more relaxing stretch against the wall. So bring your legs up onto the wall, push your bottom in, and then you're going to open the legs and allow the gravity to really help just pull your legs down towards the ground. You might want to adjust your legs throughout this stretch. Make sure that there's a straight line from your hips. And just try to relax as best you can. So focus on the breathing. A good tip of mine is to breathe in for 3 breaths and then breathe out for 5. This brings you into a meditative state and really allows the body to let go. You can also close your eyes and bring your awareness inward. I sometimes like to have my hand on my heart just to feel the heart beating. It helps me to connect with the body and become more mindful in the stretch. To come out of this stretch, bring the feet in together, knees out to the side, push the knees into the wall. This is a butterfly against the wall. This is a lovely stretch. And then closing the knees together, rolling to one side and coming up. Great. So we're now going to attempt a box split. So take your blocks, hold onto the blocks and coming into a squat position. So this is where we need a bit of movement in the back because we do need to arch our back in this position. So you want to stick the butt out, knees are wide, feet are pointing out to the side. You're going to slowly straighten out the legs. So you can keep them bent until the last minute. Feet flexing up and then slowly draw the hips down towards the ground, pushing hips forward. Now if you're still quite far away from the box split, you can lean towards the blocks. So try to put your weight onto the blocks. You can also use pillows or a chair. Be patient with yourself. Be patient with your body. One day the box splits will be yours. Another way of getting into the box splits is to use the wall as a support. So I push my hips up to the wall and slowly slide the hips down from here. You can place your torso on top of blocks or a pillow, as I said before, and really try to relax in this position. If your upper body is tense, then it's going to translate to your legs. So really try to relax the shoulders and the torso. If you experience pain underneath the knee joints, then I wouldn't recommend doing this stretch. I'd recommend doing the previous squat position, straddle. Come out of it nice and slow and controlled. And let's do another wide forward fold. Bend the knees and straighten. Bend the knees and straighten. And again. Heel toeing the feet in. Rolling up to standing. Raising the arms up, inhale. And exhale, bringing hands to heart.